how today's video is gonna be interesting. FIFA and EA.
The end of an era.
End of an era.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
As some of you already know, there has been a lot of news surrounding FIFA and EA with regards to their partnership moving forward. And honestly, the news that has been circulating has been absolutely crazy. So I've got some really good information.
He's got the tea, guys.
With regards to what's going on. But honestly, this is nuts. So bearing in mind, FIFA has been in partnership with EA for 30 years now.
Yep.
That's a long time.
It's a long time.
And for them to sort of now be in a position where FIFA 22 currently might be the last iteration of the FIFA lineage is really, really shocking stuff. But it really sets precedent for a lot of things moving forward.
A lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot.
So I've got a couple things, a couple pieces of information that's actually going to be quite interesting. So I'll read it out. So the outlet reporting that negotiations reached a stoppage after the soccer company requested that the gamer, well, EA, double its licensing fee of $150 million per year to $1 billion every 4 years. So essentially $250 million a year. Immediately, as you sort of go on into reading the article, FIFA are essentially saying, we understand how massive esports is.
Of course.
We understand how massive the market is going to grow.
I mean, not only esports though, but also FIFA itself is a massive game.
Yeah.
To the point where it's annoying gamers that don't play the game.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Like
a game that's so massive.
For people who love EA but don't like FIFA 21, 22, 20, blah blah blah. Like for those like EA lovers, they are annoyed.
Yeah.
And I speak for them.
Yeah. Because
I am annoyed.
And why are you annoyed? Because
you have this game, right, where you put all your efforts into. Why? There's no need. Like, they should take a note out of Apple's book, right? And I quote this from Apple, right? We don't need to sell the product because the product sells itself. Right? Apple live by that code. And EA, quite frankly, should have also lived by that code because those people who play FIFA and love FIFA, they would have just bought the game anyway.
Yeah.
So you don't need to do all this high promotion kind of stuff because people don't care.
Right.
Like, all in all, your average FIFA consumer buyer, what have you, they're not gonna care about all that because at most they're not gonna have the tech to be able to witness that fully.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense as to why you're putting all your
efforts,
your R&D. That's what I wanted to say.
Right.
Like putting all your R&D into making every FIFA game bigger and better. Well,
I think what it is that FIFA to EA is what GTA 5 is to Rockstar.
It's like that prodigal son.
It's the prodigal son that always comes back with, hey dad, look how much money I made today. Like, the amount of money FIFA generates is absolutely redonkulous.
I'm going to insert a meme right now about like what you just said.
Yeah.
Like, you know that, are you winning, son?
Yeah.
Like, are you winning, son?
Yeah.
And then he's just there like, yes, I'm making bare money.
That's it.
Like literally, like it's frustrating because you have these other games, these other AAA titles.
Right.
That are just dying in front of you.
Anthem has died a dangerous death.
Anthem.
Due to the neglect of EA.
Anthem is dying. Need for Speed is dying. Flipping, what's it called? What's that other AAA game? Battlefield is surviving.
Was it Mass Effect Andromeda by...
Yeah, it was. BioWare.
Oh,
yeah, the same developers who made Anthem.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was under the EA guys as well, I believe, right? Yeah.
Like you have Battlefield, which is literally struggling for their lives because obviously Activision has Call of Duty, who have Warzone.
Yeah.
another
cash cow.
another cash grab, which we will talk about in another episode. But literally, there's no need.
Yeah.
There's no need.
Yeah. It's
like you're basing your monopoly on one game.
Right. And do you know what? That monopoly is working, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yeah, it is.
Unfortunately.
But not any longer.
But not any longer. But what I will say, though, is...
Rest in peace, Auntie. The evil you have done is enough.
What I will say is it makes me wonder, though, because now that EA FIFA has decided to remove themselves
from the equation, it's kind of like what's equation. Next.
Yeah, it sets precedent for what's next, but also on top of that, will they be able to survive without EA's backing? And they recently
without FIFA's backing, you mean?
Will FIFA be able to survive without EA?
And FIFA's like
it's a massive, of course.
FIFA's out here doing UEFA and all that. They don't care.
Which is true.
They don't care.
And they recently trademarked the name EA Sports FC. So
yes,
that could potentially be signal to what many upcoming games could be. XYZ, like, FIFA isn't like the Pro Evolution where they can't get the licensing. Yeah. FIFA own everything, so they have the means to do whatnot. The World Cup generates 4-point-something billion viewers.
Exactly.
The Women's World Cup generates about 1.2 billion.
And this is why FIFA stepping away isn't really a massive deal for them, more than it is for EA.
Yeah.
Because EA literally now have to be like, oh, sugar, what are we going to do?
This is crazy. And because EA have recently been doing a lot of strategy with regards to looking at the projections of the gaming world, esports, sales, interactions, all that type of stuff, they're thinking, hold on a sec, we're asking you to give us 100 million more. You can't do that, or you don't want to do that. All right, fine, we'll go off and do our own thing then. So
that's it. It's like, you don't want to be the son that pays rent? Cool. I have all these other children that are just willing to just give me rent money.
Yeah, and so now FIFA are now obviously having to, but here's the thing though, FIFA obviously would just kind of give their business and say, look, EA, you already know how to work this out. It's like it's like I know how to edit a video, so someone gives me a video to edit.
Yeah.
Right? But instead now I'm asking them to pay me more money, and they're saying, no, you know what, we're going to edit the videos ourselves. So because they've got all this money now, or because they've got all these resources and connections, it now sets precedent for, okay, how are they going to go about this? Mm-hmm. Because it seems like it's a realm that they haven't really delved into before.
Or have they? Because EA is heavily notorious for microtransactions.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be what we will be seeing more of
from FIFA.
From
the separation with FIFA, or
I mean, it could be in this, this EA Sports FC, you said?
Yeah.
So we might be seeing hella microtransactions in those types of games.
Yeah.
That's one that we most probably will see.
Mm-hmm.
So EA probably going to get more slack for that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because your people don't really want to pay, extra.
Yeah.
Because your game is already like £80.
Yeah. and FIFA have obviously said, FIFA's bullish and optimistic about its long-term future in gaming and esports following a comprehensive and strategic assessment of the gaming and interactive entertainment
But don't
market.
get me wrong. I feel like they will do very well because they have loads of like their R&D department is probably top of the line.
Yeah, crazy.
What's it called? All their devs are really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Frostbite included.
Yep.
And now that they've got, I believe, quote me down in the comments if it's true or not, but I believe I read somewhere that they even got Ghost Games, who develop like Need for Speed games,
right? Getting involved
to just jump in and kind of help them. So yeah, EA at the end of the day are a powerhouse. They can just do their own stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel like at the same time they kind of used FIFA in terms of like investor.
Yeah.
So they kind of just fed off of FIFA, like giving them money to do whatever they wanted, and now it's kind of like, oh, we kind of can't do whatever we want now because we don't have enough.
Yeah. Well,
but at the same time, they can because their team is sick.
So. Exactly, and they have the resources to do so. But to hear that a 30-year marriage has ended in divorce is
prenup.
Somewhat sad to say. It's funny because
that's why you get prenup, kids.
Yeah, it's funny because the following article also says that next year will be an interesting.
It will be very
for
interesting.
football games in some time. We'll almost certainly see EA's FIFA engaged in a massive rebrand exercise while Konami tries to desperately get esports into a fit state for competition. There's also a third game and a new entrant, UFL, which has been announced as a free-to-play competitor to both, but not really detailed. So
EA made UFC free-to-play?
No. It's a game called UFL. So it's going to be like a free-to-play game, basically.
Got you.
So next year for the sporting world in gaming is going to be very, very, very interesting to see how things are going to develop again alongside EA and FIFA parting ways potentially. And Konami looking to kind of get things back up after the whole situation with Pro.
It's going to be Pro versus FIFA. Ooh, actually.
Pro's no longer anymore.
No, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Pro died, rest in peace.
It is kind of still Pro though. It's just not called Pro.
Yeah, it's not called Pro, yeah.
But it is now gonna literally be Konami versus EA again.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, for all those who know, it was always Pro versus EA.
It was Pro.
I mean, not Pro versus EA. Pro versus FIFA.
Yeah, it was always Pro for me up until Pro 6.
Oh no, 100%. I still go on FIFA and still like change the controls to alternate, innit?
Yeah,
That
man.
Alternate controls for the win, yeah?
Yeah, I disagree with that one still. But
what, you still do circle to shoot?
Yeah, circle to shoot, man. All that. Square's meant to cross
been
into
a pro
the box,
all
man.
my life.
Yeah. But yeah, let us know what you think about this one. This is a very, very interesting one. 30 years of partnership. And they're now going their separate ways. So this would be very interesting to sort of hear what you guys think amidst all of the controversy that has surrounded FIFA, whether it be microtransactions and so on and so forth. And obviously now looking at FIFA, seeing that they want to get into a massive and more bigger space. So let us know in the comments. And yeah, this one's been a very interesting one to kind of speak about some news surrounding the gaming world and partnerships and the business side of gaming. So, as always, like, subscribe. If you appreciate the content, make sure you follow us. And most importantly, share, because it always is appreciated. So, as always, my name is Archie.
My name is Yuri.
Stay safe. Stay gaming. Stay EA. I tried.
He tried.
I tried.
He tried.
I tried. I tried.